Hey guys, in today's video, I thought I would share a little bit about my birth product creation story and what my journey has looked like so far. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Ash. I am a creator designer of birth products that I use to empower myself and my babies through our childbirth experiences to prevent perineal tearing and also birth trauma. I don't have any experience in making and manufacturing products, nor do I have any experience as a doula, midwife, or any medical practitioner for that matter. But I was really fearful when I found out that I was pregnant. And one of the biggest issues that I had was the fact that I didn't feel confident actually birthing my babies safely. And when I found out that I had to obviously go through a vaginal birth versus having a cesarean, I was really scared that I was going to tear from my front to my back. So it led me down this path of doing a lot of research and trying to figure out what was going to be the best way for me to actually, go through childbirth safely and actually enjoy it. Now, throughout my time of researching, I didn't find a lot of information that was out there that was useful for myself. There was a lot of information that was out there, but it didn't actually help me and it didn't change the way that I felt. And my go-to methods were going to be one, to have a cesarean, two, to have an epidural, and then after that, there was nothing. So I just want to put a quick disclaimer out there. I am not a doula, I'm not a midwife, I'm not an obstetrician, and I don't have any medical background or expertise. So everything that I talk about in my video is literally just my experience, what I've gone through, and my take on views of things. I was really fearful when I found out that I was pregnant. I didn't feel confident actually birthing my baby safely. I was really scared that I was going to tear from my front to my back. So it led me down this path of doing a lot of research, go through childbirth safely, and actually enjoy it. So the product that I used and had designed was this product. It's called I call it a birth balloon. And basically this is inserted into your vagina with a hand pump bulb and an air release valve. And basically over a number of days, every evening I would get into the shower or the bath and I would basically pump this device up, and it would pump up to simulate the circumference of my baby's head. And then I would practice basically birthing this out before my baby's due date. And this gave me the confidence to understand what to expect when it came to childbirth. So I would know what the pressure was going to feel like in my vagina. I actually learned that I had no idea how to engage my pelvic muscles. So it was really good to know how to actually bear down on the balloon to effectively, breathe the baby out. And then that was another technique. I didn't know how to breathe out a balloon. So I learned how to breathe out the balloon. Why is that important? Well, when you look at watching movies where you see a pregnant woman and she's in pain on her back in a hospital, screaming, sweating, red face, and she's trying to birth out a baby, that is when you are going to tear, because you are not calm and really focused on allowing the baby to come out gently. And that's what I learned with this. It was so amazing. Like, I can't explain it anymore. Because I did it every evening in my shower before Scarlett was born, I literally had practiced birthing a baby's head 20 to 30 times before actually going into labor. So when I was in labor, I was like, oh yeah, I can do this, no worries. All I had to manage was the contractions, and contractions are a handful if you haven't gone through labor. But because I was at peace with knowing how to birth my baby, I felt like I could really do it. And one of the things I actually had to overcome was when I was in labor, I actually had my midwife telling me when to push, 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 push. And I had to literally block her out because I had my whole mind-body connection going on, and I knew what I was doing and I knew what my body was doing, and I knew when I needed to bear down on Scarlett to deliver her safely versus listening to what was being said to me and it being the wrong thing. So that's how I felt like really empowered in that moment. Otherwise, yeah, if I'd listened, I would have, I can't prove it, but I absolutely believe in my heart of hearts that I would have teared or at least had some sort of laceration. So this is why I feel like, no one can stop me from speaking my truth. I feel so empowered and liberated by doing this. So one of the products I ended up making was a yoga ball into a birth ball. And the reason why I went and did that was I found that there were yoga balls that were out there and there were birth balls that were out there, but I had a really big problem with the whole ball rolling away and then trying to like skittle after it. And that kind of made me anxious. And I was like, I don't really want to use that for birth. So I actually went and I got someone to make my ball, which is this one here. And what I mean is I got this made up. So it is like an inflatable tube and it goes around the base of the yoga ball and the yoga ball sits on top so that your ball's not going to roll away. And then it also doubles as like an exercise ball, and I have used it every single day since, well, not every single day, but like since Scarlett was like 3 or 4 weeks old. I've used it to nurse her on and bounce, like just gently bounce her on, and it has honestly been the best thing ever. Another thing that I worked on for a really long time was getting a birth pool designed and manufactured in China, and I actually decided to turn it into a spa. So that way I could use a medical grade liner that was a spa and labor in that while I was having contractions and for the first few hours of pregnancy. So I could labor in it for the first few hours of my labor before actually giving birth. And it was actually designed so that it was a liner, and then that way after I'd finished, I could actually take the liner out and throw it away, just like a normal liner. But this liner actually is a spa. And it has the ability to plug a heated pump into it. And then that way, you know, I can relax in there while I was in labor. And then obviously as I needed to, I could turn the spa off and then it would just become a normal birth pool liner, and I could birth the baby in it. So this is, I don't actually have that set up to show you, but I can show you the pattern that I have of my birth pool, which is, I'll grab it for you now. This one here. So it's got like that mock fake stone look with different colors like pinks, beiges, grays, creams and everything like that, because I really wanted it to look like, you know, a stone bath. Like I've got a stone bath in my bathroom, but I wanted something that was actually going to be aesthetically pleasing when I was actually in it and not sort of feel really clinical. So that was mine, and that I just showed you is also a pontoon. And I thought, you know, it'd be nice to be able to get out of the spa once I'd finished birthing my baby, and then that way I could lay down on it, and if I needed to be assessed by the midwife, I was comfortable. I could nurse her on my side while being looked at, or on my back, and you know, I wouldn't be, you know, on the floor or standing up or anything like that. So that's why I got that made. For anyone that is in their birth journey at the moment, I've decided to actually make a group where like-minded people can actually share and connect and, you know, support each other on their own birth journey. So if this is something that you're interested in, make sure you check out my link in my bio below. I'm going to post it in there, and then that way you can join along. And if you've got any questions, you can actually ask them to me also in the group as well. So one of the things that I thought might be really fun is I actually got this logo that I designed made up into a neon sign, and I even got like little jumpers and stuff printed off with the logo on the front and the back, and I even made like a collection of products and stuff like that too, and you can even find them on my website. And I thought, you know what, for people that work in the birth space, like I just love wearing these because I think I'm such an advocate and I love, you know, empowered birth experiences and stuff. But even though I'm not a doula, I think, well, you know, all the power to people that want to have an empowering and liberating birth experience. So I don't know, I just wear this branding, but I put it on my website. And if you are, you can go over and even have a look. So if you're a doula, I don't know, give me your feedback on that. What do you think? Is it okay? Or is it just really, am I just being, you know, oh my God, this is such a cool logo. But anyway. These are just some of the products that I've been looking at getting made and manufactured for my births and everything like that. If this is something that you think you might be interested in finding more information about, if I should make other videos on what my products look like, if it's interesting at all, I don't know, put a comment in the comments below. I don't know if I'm just talking to myself or if anybody's hearing, hello, are you out there? But yeah, I don't know, like since going through this whole experience, I obviously feel so confident that I would love to actually have more children. I actually found childbirth such a liberating experience, and being, you know, a person that never wanted to have children because I was so scared. I used to have recurring nightmares every night since I was about 16 years old. I would wake up in my dream and be like 9 months pregnant and be like, oh my God, in hysterics, having to think about birthing a child. So this is where I've come from, a place of being really, I guess, like fearful into this, like, I feel fearless. Like that's literally the only way I can explain it. I feel like, I don't know, just so good about this. Thanks guys, and I cannot wait to talk to you again. Bye.